Hi guys, welcome to Brutes and Magoots, where today we are going to be doing a litany of upgrades for this ESP LTD SD-2 guitar that I have. In this video, however, we are going to be focusing on upgrading the tuners. So here I have some Gotoh locking tuners, and then I have some Hipshot knurled barrel tuning pegs on here, and I'm going to see if I can put these guys on here because I just really don't like the stock buttons. Once I went to barrels, I can't get along with this style anymore. I really like the barrels, so I'm going to see if we can kind of mesh the two together, see if they fit well. So let's dive right on in. All right guys, so let's take a up close look at this Gotoh tuner. And obviously everybody knows by now that Gotoh is just an amazing brand. Just high quality stuff. It feels good. It's super smooth and tight. I have not put it into the headstock yet, but we will see. As far as a lot of times on cheaper tuners, there can be like a gap here or whatever, also just depending on like how well the retrofit goes. But you know, you have some slack on there, so when you have tension or whatever, that kind of wiggles around. But we'll see. And then again, I can't get along with these tuner buttons, so I really like these Hipshot knurled ones, barrels. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if we can swap these out. I hope so, but I don't really know yet. All right guys, so I did get it done. It does work. It works well, but I did have to end up putting some shim stock in there. So I have this guy kind of exposed, but you can see these flats on here. On the Hipshot, it's much looser on their barrels as far as this width between the flats. So what I ended up doing is I have this 0.1 millimeter shim stock, and just cut like a little piece like that, and I put it on the flat right there, and it kind of it tightens everything up. And then also I removed one washer from the top because there's like a bevel in the bottom of this thing. It's hard to see, but anyway, so it does work and it works well, but you can expect to have to use some shim stock, or you'll have like a little backlash. All right, so everything is installed. Here is a quick shot of the tuners, and the Hipshot barrels did go on there, but it was a little bit of work. But I think it looks great on this guitar. It really fits the styling for sure. Let's look at the back of the headstock. All right, so I really also like the way the hardware kind of matches the hardware on the guitar. So I'm pretty stoked on that too, and yeah, it looks good back here. You know what though doesn't look good? I hate all this stuff that they have to put on the back of guitars now. I hate that crap. But that aside, the tuners look dope. All right guys, so that's all there is to go over on this installation. This was a fun one. Again, like if you just go with like a Gotoh, like you're not going to be disappointed. They're great tuners. But they don't offer like the Hipshot style knurled barrels that I've really grown to love. So I was really happy to be able to marry the two. Hipshot tuners are just fine as well, but I love Gotoh, and I loved the hardware on these. It really just matches the overall aesthetic of my SD-2 guitar. So I was really happy with it. And again, like, you know, Gotoh is right up there with Spurzl, in my opinion, as far as quality tuners. And yeah, this was a fun project to do. I was happy that I was able to get the two to go together. A little bit different specs between the two, but I got it to work. Also, on a side note, a cool thing about these tuners is the eyelet on here is pretty large for a 6-string set. A lot of times I find I have to drill out like the low E, but here, like this is a 63 that's on there right now, and it went through there just fine. I don't know the total diameter of that hole, but it did a 63 just fine, which works for me because a lot of times I'll tune this as a 7-string, but I use it as a 6-string, obviously. But this is tuned to A standard, so it's I use like 63 to 10s on here, and yeah, so it accommodated that just fine. It's always nice not to have to like drill out those eyelets more, so I was thankful for that. And the tuners are solid. There's no movement, there's no slop and play in there. You know what you're going to get with Gotoh. But anyway, hopefully this inspires you guys to maybe do something similar or just mod on your guitars, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, is just inspiring us to want to play more. And you know, if you can do something or add something to your guitar that does that, it doesn't matter if it affects tone or not or whatever, like what the practicality is. Does it inspire you? Do you look at that guitar and you think, oh man, that fucking thing is badass, I want to fucking rip on that? That's all that matters. So mod to your heart's content, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, we just want to play more, right? That's all we want to do. And you know, if you had a guitar on the wall, you know, that's fucking kick-ass, you know, on days where you're like, oh man, like it's just a chore to want to do it, like that helps you drive you want to play. At least it does for me. It's like, I want to fucking grab that thing, you know. I feel like shit, but I'm gonna fucking grab that thing, I'm gonna rip on that bitch, and that's all that matters in my book. So anyway, getting a little long-winded here. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them and I'll be happy to answer them. And until next time, I will see you guys later.